As promised, we are here for Tami and Lyric All Talk. But, a lot has been happening this week. It's so crazy. And I know that, listen, by the time we come around and talk about this, it may have been talked about 100,000 times, but you ain't never heard my perspective on it or Lyric's perspective on it. So get into it. But a lot has been happening this week, and we're just going to chat it up. Particularly H&M did a promo, a campaign.
Did you see when Plies said that H&M stood for horrible merchandise?
I did not.
I can't.
I did not.
I cannot.
But I did see that comment a lot. But let me finish telling you guys something.
Okay.
I'm
sorry.
About what the shit is going on.
Something popped up in my head. Sorry.
Okay, let me just tell you what had happened. H&M did a campaign where they had a sweatshirt, a hoodie that said, they had two. They had one that said the coolest monkey in the jungle, and they had another one that said survival expert. Now, what they did was they put a Caucasian kid in the survival expert, and they put an African-American child in the coolest monkey in the jungle. And the black people was heated, child. The people said, you will not, H&M. And so that's what
everybody but one, apparently.
True tea. So what she means by that is the mama.
She was not offended.
In any way,
actually,
form,
she was
fashion.
kind of saying, go somewhere. Like, I don't want to hear it. It's not offensive. She was basically shooting that down. Can I just say, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion for sure, a lot of those companies are run by Europeans, and this doesn't excuse any of their actions. They should have thought, deeper about it. But when you go to Europe, you notice that they have a very different perspective on racism. You don't really feel as much of a black versus white type of stereotype. You kind of sense that they're not on the same page as the U.S. about, hating black people, trying to put black people down. I'm not saying you never see it in Europe, but I'm saying you do get a different
vibe. Because you definitely see it.
I'm not saying you don't see it.
You see
but
it over there.
Could it have been?
Child, let me tell you, I just want to say, when I was over there in Paris, but I have found out about them Parisians that they just mean to everybody that's not Parisian. So maybe it wasn't a black thing, but they just wasn't nice over there.
Okay, well that maybe they didn't like you. Maybe it had nothing to do with you being black. Maybe it was just they weren't feeling it. But more so what I was trying to say is that hoodie had already been manufactured. So I don't think they made the hoodie with the thought of we're going to put a black child in the hoodie. Okay. I just think that it might have been an oversight. Like they didn't really maybe realize that there could be a racist
I get what you're saying.
undertone.
Like they thought the saying was cool.
Yeah. Like coolest monkey.
I think it went with something though. If I'm not mistaken, and my friend, at least Neil, who's an actress, she came on my page because I posted about this, right?
Yeah.
And I was annoyed. But she came on my page and she left a comment saying that it went with Jumanji.
See, and that's another perspective I don't think a lot of people knew that.
Yeah. Like that some of those quotes went with the film Jumanji.
That's along the lines of what I think, I'm trying to say without knowing that backstory. Like, they already had the hoodie. Now, I don't know if somebody was like, well, let's put a black kid in this because, it's kind of like racist in a way.
That's where I feel it went wrong. Like, if the Caucasian child had been in the hoodie, this wouldn't even be going on right now. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. But I think it was just that monkey is such a derogatory term that has been associated with, demeaning and belittling of the African-American individual, that to see this little African-American boy in the coolest monkey in the jungle shirt, it just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
I'm not even saying that it shouldn't have rubbed people the wrong way. It should have, but I'm just saying maybe, sometimes we have to kind of take into consideration many different sides of it. I'm that person.
Right.
I like to see all the sides.
You see all the sides. Because all I saw was the one side that the black boy was in it and they was trying to be racist. That's what I saw. But I've since, it's like now hearing your side, like, yeah, like if they are European or, sometimes
whoever has the green light.
Whoever has the green light. It went over their head. Or they solely were thinking strictly about Jumanji, you know, and their product placement or whatever, what have you. And then I start feeling like, because people were like, y'all always blowing something out of proportion. And I started feeling like, do we? Because it's like now I don't know when to get mad. Like, I don't know. You know, sometimes it's like, should I be mad about this? Or is this something that I should, like,
because a lot of times we'll turn anything into
something.
This is,
you know,
you've even done that before.
I've done that
even
before.
in airports.
I was like, why did Eddie Murphy have to be the jackass in the movies? Why he could have been any of the other characters, but they made him the fucking donkey. Why the black man got to be the donkey? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was mad about that. But I was raised as a Muslim, so we can find something in everything. You know what I'm saying?
This is an unpopular opinion as well, but I even felt that way about the new Lion King cast. I was happy that there are a lot of black actors, but I'm like, so why does it have to be the movie about the lions and animals that all the black people are in, and there's 2 white people?
You can find it. You can find something. Why is the Popeyes lady black? White people don't like chicken. They don't know how to fry no chicken. You know, why is the Mr. Clean lady black? The Pine Sol lady. Why is she black? We all maids, only the black people's maids.
You can always find something.
You know, and then people were like, why are the African Americans getting so mad? Why are they making something out of this? And I said, listen, if you had put a Hispanic kid in one that said, where is the border? Y'all was going to be in an uproar too. It's just certain things that will piss you off. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so we have a right to our emotions. You can't negate our emotions in this moment. But when I realized that I cared more about it
than his own mom.
Than his mama cared about it. That's when I said, let Tami back up off this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy cared. He wanted to offer the little boy a $1 million contract because, we just felt it was just social discrepancy, and that it was so rude and, like, how could you H&M? And we're going to, listen, King, there's a brand out here that'll put you in clothes and treat you right. Well. Sean John, Diddy came with it, okay? And the mama said, listen, I'm not mad. He's a model. He's gonna have jobs where, like, things like this are gonna happen. I didn't view it that way. You all have a right to your opinion, but that's not how I viewed it. And that's what I said, Tami, Roman,
fall back.
Get up off this topic. Because you can't care more about something than the woman cares about.
And I think that's why now, after they released the mother's statement, everybody fell back,
and Diddy need to pull back on that contract too, because if she don't care enough, like, because I felt like he offered the contract because he felt like the little boy was,
kind of affected by it,
and belittled and being mistreated in a certain way, and that's not even how the family feels. So I feel like if Diddy got modeling contracts to offer people, it's people in the hood that's trying to get out, that have a dream. And not everybody bounces a ball, and not everybody hits with a bat, and not everybody throws, with a spin on it, and not everybody shoots with a swoop. So it's like some people out there that want to be models and break in different industries and stuff like that. And who would have really appreciated this opportunity. So if you have those contracts still present and available, spread it out, and one person don't need a full $1 million, but you can offer 10 people modeling contracts.
I think that would be a great idea. And that'd be a campaign.
A campaign for
because he loves that.
And the crowd in the back is applauding. They're going, wow, because that is excellent. Let's do a Black Excellence campaign, and you pick some people who would really be appreciative of the opportunity and understand what it stands for and what it represents, because the little boy who was in the monkey in the jungle shirt and his mama did not. So we're going to move on off of that. I'm on the blogs, and everybody reads them, and I'm no different. And, a lot of people are coming at Cardi B lately. A lot of people are coming at Cardi B, and I'm sitting back going, let this woman live, and let her enjoy. Please let her enjoy her success and have her moment, because we all. I didn't know Cardi when she was on Instagram. Okay, so I'm not going to lie and say that. But when she came on Love and Hip Hop, I was tickled. She always gave me a good little kiki, and I really liked her, and I had the opportunity to meet her. And she's like, she may not be able to articulate,
but she thinks.
But she's smart as a whip. Now, she's not no dummy, but she's not always as articulate as she needs to be. And people are annoyed by that.
Which, come on. half of the people on the blogs, their sentences, you're not using proper grammar, you're not using punctuation, you're cursing, you're doing the same thing that you're accusing her of, but just in reverse. And I guess you feel like it's not relevant because she's the one that's famous.
Well, see this, and that's the thing. People have said in comments, you know, come on, girl, you had a Billboard hit. When are you going to grow? Like, you modeling, you know, for designers, and she's on a song with Bruno Mars. Like, she's, you know, hanging with Beyonce. Like, you've elevated in terms of like your surrounding, your status, but when are you as an individual going to going to evolve and grow? And it's like, I don't know how to feel about that, because I think that's why people fell in love with her, was because of who she is.
I think if she were to start, I think if she were to start making us feel like she was trying to be prim and proper, because we know that that's not how she started out as, or how she is as a person, I think that she would be changing herself, and then I think people would have something to say about that. I don't personally have a problem with the way Cardi B interacts. I feel like everybody should be who they are, and nobody should tell you, don't say that. Like, I just feel like there is a level of maybe, what do they call it? Like PR training or
media
training, just to polish some things. But I don't think that at this point she's really said, well, I guess maybe she has been controversial in the eyes of some people, just in terms of like calling people out on social media. She said some things about using the N-word that people weren't too happy with.
So, but here again, I firmly believe like that's her aesthetic. That's who she is. I mean, there are other people out there like that, like DC Young Fly, and not DC Young Fly. It don't went right out, man. Not DC Young Fly. I take that back, because that brother, it's not him. But he's the other one.
Did you catch it?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Little Bonnet Chronicles tag.
But anyway, there are other people out there who are controversial. D.L. Hughley, is a comedian that's very controversial. Chrissy Teigen, she jumps right on in people business.
Okay, she for sure will say,
and she's controversial. So I think,
I think people, not including Chrissy Teigen because she's not a comedian, but people who are actually comedians, I think people kind of like take them out of the argument, because it's like, okay, they're comedians. They're supposed to.
Okay, I get it.
Whereas with Cardi B, it's like, you're a rap artist. You're not necessarily supposed to be telling someone to pull up.
Well, I mean, like, if you want them to pull on up, then
and
you
she
can.
even made a comment about it. I saw it on Twitter. She was like, sometimes you gotta hop out the porch and handle your beef. And that's how she feels.
There you go. There you go. So we just gonna give Cardi the Keep It 100 forever.
One thing she didn't do is let Hollywood change her, which everybody has a problem with that too. So, she's sticking to her guns in terms of, this is who I am.
The Keep It 100 award.
Yeah.
Forever.
You guys are right on up there, both of y'all.
Oh, I know I am. I am the person who started the award. Like how there's like the Heisman, and then you give that away every year to a new person. That,
you were the original. I'm the
person that it was built.
Because before, I feel like reality TV was very, I'm talking about from a television perspective, it was very watered down. People did not want to fight, argue. Not saying that that's positive and that's a good thing, but people were very, one-dimensional.
A facade.
Yeah. And even if they wanted to argue with someone, they felt like, I'm on TV. I can't say my true feelings.
Well, gone are those days. And we're all better for it, because it's nothing like keeping stuff on your chest. But Cardi B, Keep It 100 award, and the Monkey in the Jungle. Yes. We've talked about that. Have we forgotten anything this week?
There were some other things.
Oh, Genuine.
Oh, that's a good one.
Genuine didn't want to kiss the transgender person. What'd you say about that?
I don't think that there's a problem with that. I'm not homophobic. I'm not transphobic. It's just everybody has a preference. It would be like saying, that's not my type.
And they could have confused him. They could have thought he was Bobby V. It was dark. It was in the club. They thought it was Bobby V. And then they tried to roll up and kiss him. And Genuine was like, no, that's not me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's anything. I ain't shit. But I don't think there's anything wrong with Genuine not wanting to kiss a man.
Well, people would argue, which is the big argument now, you know, trans people now even have the right to go into the bathrooms and they're determined by how they identify. Not what they were born as.
Right.
So but okay, that's the argument in itself. And because basically,
go ahead.
Basically, Genuine was saying, I didn't want to kiss. I think in his head, he's thinking, I don't want to kiss a man. Mm-hmm. But in her head, she's thinking, but I'm a woman.
Because she identified. That's how she identifies.
Right.
But that's the thing. That's what everybody's meant. Nobody is negating a person, like, because as it pertains to transgenders, listen, I can't begin to understand how you really feel. Because I've heard it described as being trapped in a body that you don't feel you belong.
Yeah, like they really feel like.
So I'm not going to negate your emotions, your feelings, and how that, and I'm not going to pretend to understand how that feels.
Right. Because we would never know.
I could never know.
Because that's not the same thing. I don't feel that that's the same thing as being gay. Because there are a lot of gay people who are like, but I'm still a dude. I just like
men.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't feel like, I'm supposed to be a woman.
This is a completely different thing. But you have to also understand that's how you identify. That is not how we on the outside see you. Or, you know.
And that's controversial to them because they're like, you should see me as what I see myself. I'm the deciding factor.
Okay,
that's how I think that's how that community feels.
And
I do a lot of research and read.
And don't imply that I don't read.
No, that was because shady, I'm saying because people might feel like, well, why are you like? How do you know about everything? And it's just like because I like to just research.
Yeah, and here's the thing: it is very controversial, but I have to stand with Genuine on this one. I'm clear that you feel you should be a woman. And I'm clear that because of those feelings, you have presented yourself as a female. Hair, attire, whatever, possibly some makeup and other things like that. And I get it. But to me, who with my eyes still say, that's a man in that wig. I have a right to then say, I'm not kissing no man. And that's what Genuine did. And that's all right. You got to respect people's preference and opinion.
What they are attracted to. I don't think that he can be forced to do something he doesn't want to do in the sexual realm.
Right.
Because that would be, people may disagree, but that would be like saying sexual harassment doesn't even exist. Because if people didn't have the right to choose who they wanted to kiss, who they wanted to be with sexually, then
anybody could just walk up on anybody and do whatever they want to do. Yeah. So Genuine, I'm here for you. I'm that's a thumbs up for me because I'm on your side with this without saying that I am against the transgender community. I'm not transphobic. So, but I just agree with him on this one. So there you go. I think I think that's all that happened
in terms of the big
stories.
Mm-hmm.
So we know
Chris Brown with the monkey. Did you want to kind of touch on that, or did you feel like that it's just a side story?
Well, go ahead and touch on it.
So recently they had released a video where actually the video was like kind of like a sidebar, but Chris Brown apparently owns a monkey that he does not have a license for, so they're kind of investigating him and possibly may decide that he needs to serve some jail time for not having the license.
Because he has a monkey.
Yes. Okay. And I guess the type of monkey that it is, it's one of the kind of like a foreign species.
Oh, okay.
So they feel like it would be the same as like having a lion and you don't have a license. Wow. You have a wild animal living at your home and
you're trying to domesticate a wild animal. Let me just say this, okay? When Michael Jackson did it many, many years ago, we all thought he was crazy, but he loved bubbles and we just let him rock and make it. But I do want to say that monkeys is out here mauling people. Mm-hmm. One lady had a monkey and raised that thing from a baby all the way up to, I guess, what they would consider an adult in monkey years. And when I tell you he tried to snatch off half her fucking face
because
they are wild animals, and they're supposed to be where they are. They're not supposed to be domesticated. They're incapable of being domesticated. Let's just say that. Start there. And so because you have one of the most beautiful little girls I have seen in a long time. I mean, that precious baby. You don't want to bring something around that could potentially harm her, because you know what's going to happen? They have programs in place where they come and take your children away from you because they feel you're endangering them. Okay, so go ahead on and decide.
And I don't think his mentality is like, I don't think that he's thinking that anything will happen.
Yeah, I'm sure he's not.
I think
because it's so cute and cuddly right now.
And he's always, I feel like when he's with her, he's a great father.
Yeah,
according to what we've seen.
According to what I've seen, and I only seen it on the IG. But
I feel like a wild animal doesn't have the ability to process, this is a little girl, you know, so like it's just
like pit bulls. Exactly. Sometimes they can't tell,
if they decide to snap, it's like, then you're caught out there, because they're not going to blame the monkey. They're going to blame you as the parent for having a monkey around. Yeah. And that's just unfortunate, but that's, I feel like, what would happen.
I agree.
In terms of like who they would blame.
I agree. So Chris Brown, if you don't pack that damn monkey up and send it on back to where it's supposed to go,
or maybe have it in
keep it from around royalty.
He could probably get a private space. It doesn't have to be in his home living like a pet. He could get like a caged area outside somewhere.
And take that monkey on where it's supposed to go.
You want it to be
I want it to be gone. I want it to be at the zoo, or I want it to be back in the wild where it belongs. And monkey and royalty.
Just get her a puppy.
Please.
What's wrong with a puppy?
Royalty don't need no monkey. She don't need no monkey. You're doing too much. And kids don't need all that anyway.
She might think it's a puppy. Because in her head it might be like,
she old enough to know that ain't no
but like
damn
a
puppy.
monkey, nobody has pet monkeys. So maybe in her head or she might not think it's a puppy, but to her it might be along the same lines. Okay, well, because Chris Brown knows that it's not, go ahead on and take that away from your baby. But I had a good time with you today. This was
fun. We got to talk about some things and state our opinion, and we will be back. Okay, next week with some more shenanigans and some more stuff to talk about. All right, so we'll holla.
Bye.
Tami and Lyric.
All talk.